Hey friends, Kevin here, and I'm with the best 12-volt refrigerator that you can have for a minivan camper build. Now, there are a bunch of brands out there. As long as you stay with one of the name brands, you're going to be fine. One of the top 4 or 5 brands, but there's so many new things coming along. It seems like there's another brand of these coming out every week, and the fact is, I'm just not going to chance one of these new brands. So I want something that's been out there for a while, and that's why I went with Alpicool for this particular build. What they call a 20-liter refrigerator. A liter is 33 ounces, a quart is 32 ounces, as you know. So you may as well say the same. And when you see these numbers, that just tells you how much capacity they have. And I'm going to show you exactly what this holds in a second and talk about the reasons that I went with this particular brand in Minivan Build 2.0, so let's get to it. Now, one of the reasons I went with Alpicool is this comes with 2 adapters. It comes with a regular electrical adapter, and it comes with a 12-volt adapter, which also plugs into the side. Right down here, it will only go one way. That is all there is to it. Now, I have already had this running previously. This is what I plug into the van, but I happen to have a 12-volt extension cord. So that is it. It recognizes power. You turn this thing on, it will tell you what the temperature is inside of it right now. Since I've had this unplugged for a few minutes, it is up to 45 degrees. It is also about 100 degrees out here right now. So this is a hot day, and this has been unplugged for roughly an hour. And normally I have this thing set somewhere around 34 or 35 degrees. So it will cut on, it will go through its cycles, it will cool this back down. One of the reasons I went with Alpicool is coming with this adapter. Most companies charge you extra, 20 or 30 bucks more for this type of adapter if you want it. So it's nice that Alpicool, even on their smaller units, includes both types of adapters. Because you may get in a situation where you're at someone's house for a while, maybe you're doing some driveway surfing, and you will need the ability to just plug this into a wall outlet or plug this into a regular extension cord to make things easier on yourself. So it gives you a lot of versatility. So when you cut it on, it'll show you the internal temperature. It will show you the battery voltage of whatever you have it hooked to if you are on 12 volt. And that pretty much is it. You hit the buttons, you adjust it to the temperature you want, let go of the buttons. It couldn't be simpler. But let's get into what you can realistically expect this to hold for you. Now, if we open this up, see I have a little Coke in here, I have a couple of bottles of water. There's a recessed part of this lid which allows you to put something taller in there, so your bottles of water, your half gallon of milk or juice will be able to go. The lid will still be able to shut. So that is a nice feature that they thought that out well enough, because when you're out different places, you're buying milk, some of them just have these little snap-on lids, not screw-on lids, and you don't want to be in a situation where your milk is having to be put in your cooler sideways and the lid pops off and you have a leak and have a mess. So you don't have to worry about it with this. Large enough for that to fit. Also, keep in mind that every bit of the space you see is devoted to your food and drink storage. None of it gets wasted with ice. None of it gets wasted with the melted water from ice. So it is all storage space. Now, I'm the kind of person, I need to visualize things. 7, 8, 9. That would give us 10 cans, a couple of bottles of water, still room for the milk, and still room enough for some food if we wanted to do nothing but cans. 9, 10, 11, 12. So there is our 12 pack of cans, plus some room for food. Remember, you have this extra space in here So you can have whatever you have in this cooler come up above this level, because your actual height is really about right here. And you still have room for milk or juice. So for me, this is absolutely the right size cooler for a minivan build. It's going to be enough for 1 to 2 people. You're going to be able to put some eggs in there, some meat in there, whatever it is, some veggies, whatever you need to keep cold. Now, you do have the ability on this to actually use this as a freezer. You can run this down to something like -4 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't have any need to do that. I will never have any need to do that. But for someone who wants that, it has the ability to do that. As far as how long it takes this thing to cool down, if you're at the average 75-degree temperature, ambient temperature, wherever you are, you plug this unit in, based on the times I've used it, it's going to take about an hour to get this thing from the 70s down to 30-some degrees. In some future videos, we'll do some real experiments and on different devices as far as how much power it's going to suck out of different devices to do this, whether you have solar and a battery of some type, whether you're using something like a Jackery or a Blue Eddy power pack. Let me know any other questions that you have down below, and we'll talk soon.